Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Today we're diving into a story that's really caught the attention of Steelers Nation and the entire NFL community. It's one of those moves that makes you sit up and pay attention, especially when it involves a player like Cameron McCutchen. You know him, a promising cornerback, someone who showed a lot of potential before hitting a rough patch with injury. And just when you think you're getting a glimpse of stability, the Steelers drop a bombshell. That's right, in September 2025, the team made a very surprising and somewhat controversial decision. They officially waived Cameron McCutchen from the injured reserve list. This move, coming out of nowhere, has sent shockwaves through the fan base. McCutchen, who was recovering from an injury, was a player many believed could be an integral part of the Steelers' defensive plans this season. He had been showing flashes of talent, and Steelers fans, especially those who follow the team's defensive development closely, were optimistic about his future. But now, with this waiver, everything changes. It's a bold move that signals a shift in how the team is approaching their roster and their strategy moving forward. Let's take a step back and look at the context. The Steelers have always been known for their tough, no-nonsense defense, a hallmark of their identity. Over the years, they've built a franchise that prides itself on solid, disciplined football, with a defensive core that can compete with anyone in the league. This season, especially with the AFC North becoming more competitive than ever, every decision counts. The team's management has been scrutinizing every aspect of their roster, trying to find that perfect balance between veteran experience and young talent. And in this environment, sometimes, tough decisions are necessary, even if they involve cutting a player who is on the mend and showing promise before his injury. Now, the question on everyone's mind is, why did the Steelers decide to waive McCutchen? Well, it appears that the team has been closely monitoring his recovery process. While he was making progress, perhaps the coaching staff felt that the timeline for his return didn't align with their immediate needs. Or maybe they saw an opportunity to acquire more depth at cornerback through free agency, a common strategy in the NFL, especially when teams want to keep their options open for the playoffs. Remember, the Steelers have always been aggressive when it comes to making roster moves, especially in the pursuit of a championship. They're not afraid to make tough calls if it means giving the team the best chance to succeed. This decision also sheds light on the overall approach of the Steelers' front office. They're clearly prioritizing a competitive roster that can handle the grind of the season and the high stakes of playoff football. Waiving a player like McCutchen, who was showing promise before his injury, underscores the brutal reality of the NFL, that sometimes, even talented players are let go if the team believes they can find better options elsewhere. It's a testament to the relentless pursuit of excellence that has defined the Steelers for decades. Every single position, every player on the roster is evaluated with the goal of winning Super Bowls, and this move is just another piece of that puzzle. But what does this mean for McCutchen? Well, for him, it's a chapter that's just beginning. Being waived means he's now a free agent, free to sign with any team that shows interest. It's a pivotal moment in his career. Many players in this situation manage to find new homes, and some even turn things around and become key contributors elsewhere in the league. McCutchen's talent and work ethic will surely catch the attention of other teams, especially those looking for depth at cornerback. It's a difficult setback, no doubt, but one that could serve as motivation for him to come back stronger and prove himself all over again. And for the Steelers, this move opens up a spot on the roster. That spot could be filled by a young emerging talent from the practice squad, or perhaps an experienced veteran looking for a fresh start. The team's coaching staff has shown that they're not afraid to give opportunities to players who are hungry and ready to step up. It's interesting to think about how this move might influence the defensive chemistry as well. The Steelers are known for their adaptable and resilient defense, and sometimes, bringing in new players sparks a renewed competitive spirit within the locker room. Looking at the bigger picture, this decision also emphasizes how competitive the AFC North has become. The division is stacked with talented teams, and every game matters. The Steelers are no longer just fighting for a playoff spot. They're aiming for that top seed, that home field advantage, and ultimately, a shot at the Super Bowl. In such a scenario, every roster move is scrutinized, and each player's health, form, and potential contribution are evaluated with laser focus. The team's current roster is a mix of veterans and young players, and the coaching staff has been emphasizing the importance of adaptability. That's why moves like waiving McCutchen can be seen as part of a broader strategy, trimming the roster to ensure that every player on the field is giving their best, and that the team is flexible enough to respond to the unpredictable nature of the NFL season. This also highlights the importance of depth at the cornerback position, especially as injuries are a part of football's brutal reality. The Steelers need to have capable players ready to step in at a moment's notice, and sometimes that means making tough decisions like this one. Now, it's worth noting that this isn't an isolated incident. The NFL is a league of constant change, and roster moves happen every week. But the Steelers' decision to waive McCutchen, especially given his recent recovery and potential, shows that they're all in on competing at the highest level. They're not resting on their laurels, and they're certainly not afraid to shake things up if it means improving their chances of reaching the Super Bowl again. As we look ahead, the question remains, how will this impact the Steelers' defense? Well, on paper, it might mean more opportunities for other cornerbacks to step up and earn their place. It could be a chance for younger players to prove themselves under pressure, or for veterans to solidify their roles in this highly competitive environment. The coaching staff will be watching closely, tweaking the secondary as the season progresses, making adjustments that can turn the tide in critical moments. Meanwhile, the NFL landscape is watching as well. Moves like this ripple through the league, influencing other teams' strategies and roster decisions. The Steelers' willingness to make bold moves reflects their commitment to excellence, and it's a reminder that in football you have to be adaptable, resilient, and always ready for the next challenge. It's a game of inches and split-second decisions, and right now, the Steelers are making theirs with a clear focus on the ultimate prize, that shiny Lombardi trophy. Now, for the fans, this story is a roller coaster. You've got hope, disappointment, anticipation, and a whole lot of questions. Will McCutchen find a new team soon? How will the Steelers' defense respond without him? Could this be the move that catapults them toward another Super Bowl appearance? These are the kinds of questions that keep us all glued to the screens, analyzing every move, every game, every play. And that's what makes being a Steelers fan so special: the passion, the intensity, the never-give-up attitude. So as the season unfolds, keep your eyes on the Steelers. Watch how they adapt, how they overcome setbacks, and how they push toward their goals. This move, small in some eyes but huge in others, is just one chapter of what promises to be an exciting journey. The NFL is unpredictable, and that's what makes it so captivating. But one thing is certain: the Steelers are always fighting, always striving, and always aiming for greatness. And that's what makes us proud to be Steelers fans. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now looking ahead, what's next for McCutchen? Well, he's now in a position that many players find themselves in, waiting for an opportunity. The NFL is all about perseverance, and players like McCutchen know that sometimes a change of scenery is what it takes to reignite their careers. Some players thrive when given that second chance, and with his talent, there's no doubt that he'll attract attention from teams in need of secondary help. The Steelers, for their part, will keep an eye on his journey, perhaps even keeping a door open for future reunions if the fit is right and the circumstances change. But for now, the focus shifts back to the Steelers. This roster move might be a sign of things to come as the team continues to refine its defensive lineup, trying to find that perfect blend of youth, experience, and talent that can take them all the way. The AFC North is fierce, with teams like the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns all vying for supremacy, and every advantage counts. The Steelers know that, which is why they're making strategic decisions, even if they're tough. They're building a team that's not just good enough, they're building a team capable of dominating, capable of winning the big games. And of course, the fans are the heart and soul of this story. Your passion fuels the team, your voice matters, and your support can make all the difference. Keep cheering, keep believing, and keep the faith. The Steelers have a rich history of overcoming adversity, of rising from setbacks stronger than ever before. This move might seem like a setback now, but in the grand scheme of things, it's just another step in the journey toward glory. The season is still young, and there are plenty of games left to play, plenty of opportunities to see how this roster reshuffle plays out in real time. So, as we wrap up today's deep dive, remember that football is a game of resilience. It's about how teams respond to challenges, how players come back from injuries, and how organizations make tough decisions to stay ahead of the competition. The Steelers have always been a franchise that embodies that spirit, and this move with McCutchen is no different. It's a testament to their commitment to winning, to excellence, and to the relentless pursuit of greatness. Stay tuned, Steelers fans, because the season is far from over, and there's still so much more to come. We'll be here to break down every play, every move, and every story that shapes this incredible journey. Remember, your support means everything, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your voice matters, and together, we're part of this passionate Steelers family. Thanks for being with us, and as always, go Steelers.